Hello, so today a little parcel arrived in work and it's came all the way from the US, from MLD. It's a Duomid I ordered and a Duomid XL inner for it. So here's basically the size of it. It actually looks like the owner, Ron Bell, has posted it out. It says from Mountain Laurel Designs and it's his name on it. The charges that are incurred, if you look at my Z-Packs, importing Z-Packs to the UK, it's not the same as that. Have a wee chat with MLD and they can explain it, or message me and I'll explain what I paid for it. But yeah, they sorted me out, so that's pretty good and appreciated. But this is going to be my winter camping tent. I do have a Z-Packs duplex, that's my summer one. It's so easy to pitch, it's big, I love that thing. I've slept in it probably about 40 nights this year and it's been awesome. But for winter, this is just a little bit more versatile. It's a half inner I have, so I've basically got a wet room and a dry room within my tent. When I've got a wet dog, I'm going to put down my duplex ground sheet in the wet half, so right at the front, and then my half inner will be at the back, and that's where I'll keep my dry sleeping stuff and I'll actually sit. So I think that's quite a good little system. Plus, if I ever need to do any cooking or anything like that inside the tent, it's going to lend itself a little more to that. It's just a little bit more flexible. However, I would say again, in the summer, I do love the duplex. And in the summer I will be using that because there's so much room, you can have all your gear in there, and I would prefer that setup to this for summer use personally. So let's open this guy up so you can have a quick look, and look out for my videos. Subscribe if you like to my channel, because you'll see this in action this winter because I'll be camping. So let's go. Right, let's see what we've got here. So first of all, we have the actual tarp itself. That'll be the inner. We have some cordage. And we have, oh yeah, I got the zipper lubricant just for doing a bit of preventative maintenance with the zippers. And that's the part for it's the trekking pole extender basically. I think my winter trekking poles should be long enough because I'll be pitching it low to the ground, but I'm not entirely sure. So I might actually place an order for the straps as well, or just get some Velcro probably if I want to like put the two poles in parallel just to give it a bit more torsional strength. And that's that. Let's look at the tarp first. We have the MLD, the Mountain Laurel Designs logo on there. And this isn't Cuben fibre, it's all in Cuben fibre, the stuff I've got, including the inner. And it's in the Camo, because my Z-Packs duplex is in Camo, and I really like it because it's less see-through. And it just blends in nicely, and it's a nice camo. It's not too military looking or anything like that. Well, I would say it's not military looking at all. Are you wanting in the video? Right, we're opening this tent up. What do you want? Do you want a treat? Oh yeah. Although I've got it in the Cuben fibre, the DCF Dyneema composite fibre, it still comes in the standard sil nylon stuff sack, which is fine. It doesn't need to be Cuben fibre for a stuff sack. Now, see how shiny this is? This is actually quite funny because when I first got my duplex, of course it was exactly like this. It's the same stuff, but it loses its shine after a while. In fact, I should have taken my duplex down to, especially anywhere, because with the duplex it is a Cuben fibre, it's the same material you order in the tent that the stuff sack comes as, and it really dulls down, it goes matte. So it's not like, you know, you would think you put that up and it's like some fetish PVC sort of camo bin bag, you know, but no, it's not like that. So here we are. So we can see a tie out here. This will be probably the side panel tie outs. Some reflective threads in there. In fact, that's the side panel tie outs because it's got the elastic to take if it's blowing in the wind, the elastic takes some of the strain off the side panel, and that'll be the one lower down. Ah, yeah, right, okay. And here, so this is the top, the very top of it here. Now you can actually use that to hang it from a tree. And this is all reinforced here, quite heavily reinforced it feels. Inside here is an opening. And this opening is closed just now and it's actually Velcro inside. So you can push that open. Then you've also got the waterproof zipper. Down at the reinforced corners, you have your little quick release toggle for your guy out points. You also have a clip in here, and that's for attaching like a full size inner. Because this is the front, but the ones at the back you can clip your half inner to. And then at the front, at the bottom zipper, you've got some of this orange cord for the door toggles, and you have this buckle to take the strain off the zipper. So when you'll all have watched videos on setting this up, I'm sure, if you're considering buying this, to be watching like an unboxing video. So you keep that clip to take the strain off when you're opening and closing the door, then you pop it open when you're actually done. And I believe, oh, right, okay, this is different. Yeah, this must be different because it used to be that it was a normal zip, and I think it was a flap that went over, and there used to be a popper halfway up. From watching other videos and setting it up, that's what it seemed to be like. But this being a waterproof zipper, that popper's not there, and you've got these two, oh, what are these called? I forget what these are called. These are on the corners of the duplex as well. You pull it taut to get the tension, and then you press it up and it releases it. They're really good. Really like that system, and having the two on the door like that makes for quite a versatile setup. And then you've got that one puller up and down, and then you've got this for staking it out, because you can have this door closed and solid, and the wind coming hitting this side, so you can still have this door open for when you're cooking in it and all that. And if there's any rain being driven this way, that keeps the tension on it. You can see that feels really heavily reinforced. Actually, it's really, really thick up there. I don't know if that's layers and layers of Cuben fibre. I suspect it is. See this? This is just layers and layers of the mega thick Cuben fibre, and it's all taped. All the seams are taped, and there's this here with a little hook, and that's for attaching your inner to. There's not really much else to show you on the actual tart front without pitching it, so this is really more an unboxing. I'll maybe make a video of me pitching it for the first time, but you'll definitely be seeing this in use on my channel because it's coming up for my Christmas holidays and holidays for the new year, so I'll be using it then. I don't know why I'm still wearing this head torch, by the way. Let's open the inner. Okay, so here's the inner. All really light stuff. It looks like the Cuben fibre base is white. Still got the orange zipper. I like that. Actually, I quite like that colour of orange for the zipper pulls. Yeah, and the bug netting, when it's reinforced, it's all Cuben fibre. And then you've got the hook for attaching to that hook up there. And if you look at some of the videos on YouTube, you'll see people run a bit of bungee cord, or short cord, I think as it's known in the States, with a couple of toggles. I bought some from Z-Packs to do this. It just makes it easier. Rather than trying to hook this into another hook, you just have that bungee cord, and with the toggles you just slide it up and down, so you get a bit of tension there as well for adjustment. Yeah, and here's just like the Cuben fibre base of the actual Duomid XL inner, which does fit inside the normal Duomid, I may add. And these are corner stiffeners for the bathtub floor to keep it bathtubby, I guess. And then there's these pull-outs that I'll just be staking down at the front, and at the back it'll attach to the clips that are in the corners. I can't remember what thickness a bathtub floor this is compared to like the Z-Packs duplex. It's hard to say. I don't know if it's the same. I'll probably Google it, and I'll maybe put like some text up here somewhere to say if it's the same or not as the duplex. Because the duplex bathtub floor, I've used it loads without a ground sheet and it's not caused any issues. I've had no punctures, and that's just putting it on, like in all manner of stuff on. Look, oh wait a minute, they've provided the shock cord, it looks like, inside for you to do just that. Alright, cool, that actually makes life really easy. I don't have shock cord, but I've got the little sliders, the little toggles. So that's actually going to make things really easy for me, the fact that they've provided that. I'm pleased about this. The Duomid half inner, the standard one, I'm sure only has a half door that curves round. Whereas it looks like the Duomid XL inner has a full zipper, so it's the full width of the inner that goes round. So it like flaps down. It's basically like the same opening with the bug netting that you get in the duplex. And I do like that, because if you're sitting inside the tent a lot, it's more practical for moving about inside it when you can open up that full inner. So you can of course there's the pole in the way right enough, but yeah, it's just a little bit more practical than having the half door, and it feels like quite tough mesh. It looks like a different mesh inner to what's on the duplex. I know the midges can't get into the duplex one, and there's really fine threads. This feels kind of tougher. When I was actually packing the outer away there, I noticed that they've actually got bits of elastic in, so I guess when it's married up with the inner, if you've bought the two together, they'll put the attachments in there that marry up. It should be quite simple to pitch the first time. Because the inner has got the rounded opening, I'll be able to fold that down, roll up, and because it's in the winter I won't be having the same bugs. I did look at the mesh a bit finer, and it is really fine. Midges won't get through that, midges being smaller than mosquitoes, because sometimes if you buy like a crag hopper sort of hat with a mesh in it but it's mosquito net, and then midges get through that, you need dedicated midges stuff. And the Z-Patch duplex and this, I can see when I hold it up to the light, it's definitely fine enough to stop midges. I know for the duplex it is, because it's tried and tested, and I can see from the fine threads in this that this will be the same, so that's good. So rolling down that half, I'll be able to sit in this area, in the dry area, and I will be able to then lean in and do all my other business in the other half of the tent, and that's where moss will be. One thing to consider though, and I knew this before I bought it, is that I know it's long enough, I know it's wide enough, but how much, because it's a pyramid, it might be long enough, but my feet might be right in the bottom corners, and is that going to be enough height for my sleeping bag to go in without touching the tarp at the sides? You'll see what my sleeping arrangement is. I've got a down bag, I've got a vapour barrier inner, and I'm basically going to have a super lightweight bivy bag that's made by PhD, which is a British company, in there, so that the fact that it's mesh isn't really going to be a problem if there's any driven rain. Now there is the bathtub side, but if there was to be any rain or anything like that, it's not going to be a problem, because in my winter sleeping bag, which is a Z-Packs full zip down sleeping bag, the longest, broadest, coldest rated bag that they have, and that'll be going in this. So putting the ground sheet down and just putting my foot on as a rough test, I do know it's well long enough for me to go in, and I knew that because I think Ron's 6'2" and he fits in it. One thing though, I do have a large chest. I've got like I think it's like but basically about a 50-inch chest. I've got a bit of a barrel chest rib cage, and I don't know, like, you can see what you think. This is the width of the inner XL. If I hold that up against my body, you'll see that these two sides, including my arms, there's not a huge amount of wiggle room. So that's why I think I'll be tempted also to leave the door open. I knew this before I bought it, because for me this is essentially like a sleeping nest within the tarp. So that's fine, it doesn't bother me, but it's just to try and give you some reference when you're buying it. Of course, I guess you wouldn't buy this without having watched a lot of other videos on pitching it and all that. There was a good one uploaded recently where the guy really goes through it. I'll make a video as well when I pitch this for the first time, and me going in it and giving you my thoughts on the dimensions and and easy use and all this. The tarp rolled up and packed away in its stuff sack, fairly easily actually. Well, it was easy. It's just I had to figure out how to roll it a certain way first. All I done, because it's a pyramid, it's not like a rectangular square where you can start folding things in. I guess you could lay it out, put the top down in the middle and then fold it in that way. I'll try that, but because it's got it here, I just held the top of the pyramid, had it hanging down and sort of screwed it up, and I'm sure this will pack away the same. Thanks for watching. Just a quick video for you guys to see what it's like when you get your parcel, and thanks to Mount Laurel Designs for getting this to me, because it's coming up for Christmas and I was worried, being in Scotland, that they wouldn't be able to ship it in time, but they made sure to get it. It's not even the start of December yet, and they've got it here for me, so thanks very much for that. See you in a bit.